Next question, please.
Hi, my name is Sulak. I'm from Thai. I have 3 questions for Dr. Tul. The first question is, I remember correctly in March last year, you get interviewed to Thai after you attended the conference at Nitirat Seminar in Khamasat, that you actually agree with the amendment from 112 because you think the law is used as like political tool and you agree that the punishment should be decreased to 6 months. So what made you decide to shift your stance and compose the amendment completely?
Let's just take them one at a time. I think that's the end of the first question.
Yes.
Okay.
And
let's just have Dr. Tul.
May I answer the question one at a time? First of all, I attend that meetings and that seminar, and I agree that, like I said, there's some new action that I think is different to the king, and it's not accepted by Thai society because it's practiced by most of the people, even the foreigners. So like Chosak on Zoom didn't stand up during the anthem in the theater, and then was accused, and so I consider doing like this should be punished 3 years in jail. No, I don't think so. That's why I propose that it should reduce and separate, because they grab the whole thing in one sentence, long sentence: defamation, insult, and threaten to the king, queen, 3 to 15 years. I think if it's threaten or give bad, incorrect information via the media, it should be punished like at least 10 years, something like that. But if it's like a Chosak case, I don't think it's 3 years. That's why I state that I agree with lesser penalty, like 6 months or a year with a case like this. Not the defame or the insult or threaten. It stay like that. I'm quite surprised that the proposal of Nitirat comes down from 3 to 15 years is less than 2 years, or like the Queen a year or 6 months is less than for individual defamation or even the robbery. If you robbery, there's 3 years. If you rob Buddha statue, it's 10 years. Or you defame the head of state. Other countries in Thailand, you have to go to jail 5 or 7 years. So we respect and protect the head of state of other country in Thailand. So if you like to change, you have to change everything according like it's related articles. I'm not sure. First of all, I agree with the lesser imprison according to the slight defame, not the big defame or the threaten. If it's threatened, I think it stays the same. But when I look at the Nitirat proposal on the internet and read it clearly, so I grab together to oppose the polls. Especially first, they split the Article 1-2 from the national security. I think the head of state, to protect head of state is close to the national security. I think it's the Niti Elsevier proposed, and I disagree with that. Number 2, anybody can accuse. They said no. It should limit to someone like His Majesty Private Secretary to the King. I think if it's changed like Nitira proposed, there will no case at all. The King will stop. No accusation. Do not accuse them. Because it's the King. It's our King. So if someone rob me or defame me, I have to accuse by myself. No one can do it instead. But if someone rob electric wire on the road, it's the public. So everybody who's learned who did that can go to the police station. It's not his case, it's the national case. But the policeman and Attorney General should look at the case, like Hongpat Vachabanchong, someone accusing yes, he's defaming the king. But later, no. Everybody knows that it's not the intention of Hongpat Vachabanchong that on the television, on the stage, that defame the king. No. But someone did that. And you know, that guy is now accused in turn. I think I said clearly about that.
Okay, my last question. Because Nitirat group, also the other group that proposed the amendment said that this is to, in order to sort of strengthen and stabilize and maintain the king monarchy to stay longer in the future, because we all know that this current king cannot stay forever. So do you think if, since you proposed the amendment, what do you think is going to happen in the next reign? Do you think the Thai people, because for this king we all know we all respect the Thai people, but for the next king, do you think the situation would be like the same, like now? Yeah. What do you think of
I think what they said is the propaganda. It's not the true intention. They said they did this to protect this king and the future king. They always say that. Even Nitira said that they did this or they proposed like this to protect the king. But everybody disagree with them. Everybody expect on opposition, on opposite direction. No one believes them. It's not about this king or future king. It's about the Nitira and even Article 112 Amendment Proposal Group or 112 Awareness. They said they wanted to protect the king. You see, even the law states the same. There's 400 cases. What happened? Usually, if normally, if there's a crime, that's a high number. Usually, the parliament will increase the punishment to stop it. So the proposal from the doctor-in-law, like Warren James said, we will reduce the punishment to reduce the case. Oh, I cannot imagine. I cannot agree with them. If I'm a doctor, I'm a physician. If I have a fever or disease, I have to put more medication, right? No need to stop medication or less the medication. I have to put more medication.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Samurai Club member, thank you for coming. In the spirit of your wanting dialogue with the opposition, on Monday night, John Pongchai spoke at length, and would you care to hear his views as to the motives of the people who are supporting 112? He says that the defenders are exploiters of the monarchy. They have a hidden agenda of self-interest, that they create fear, legal persecution, witch hunt, intimidation. You're hysterical, hyper-royalist cults, and are promoting the monarchy to be above Parliament. I should add that he was very explicit that he does not like Kun Pakistan at all. So it's not like he's an agent for Kun Pakistan. So the question would be, as part of what the dialogue is, that's what people are saying about the leaders and supporters of this. Why do you think he personalized it so much? Do you think he has a hidden agenda? I say that in the sense of he was listed on the program as a leader of the homicide group, and I have seen it written that those who oppose the homicide group saw the leaders and the people as communists. Is that part of an agenda that is coming, you think is coming from his direction?
To answer this question, because I didn't listen to the program on Monday, but I know him from his past and his groups, leading by Dr. Chanvik, former rector of Thammasat University, Chanvik Assessment. These groups, I have to bring you back to 1976, the killing field in Thammasat, and just 3 years follow the picture I showed, the student swim to the royal palace, and that they sack out Thanom, the dictator Thanom, but he's come back with as a monk, and during that period, the power of labor and student become more and more. In the same time, there's the Communist Party of Thailand become more and more power, and they invade some of labor and student leaders, but not all. At that time, the national security groups and the troops try to lessen or even eliminate the power of this and bring back power. So they set up the story using that the story that these labor and student and communists will destroy or eliminate the monarchy. Same as this year, but a little bit different. So ordinary people who listen to the story or read the newspaper about the information or try to eliminate the truth. So, okay, do what you like, and then there's a killing field. They quote about the king, the monarchy. So the Thongchai and his group, Kasien Techapila, even younger than that, or Somsak Jimjurasakun, they're not under Thaksin, but they think that there's the anti-royal system. Instead of accuse the national security and the troops, the army at that time, the government at that time, but they blame the king. Medically, they said it passive aggressive. They cannot punish the soldier, the national security. So they try to they blame Article 1, 2. during that time they don't use any law. They use gun. They talk about the defame and to eliminate the monarchy. And ordinary people like me at that time, I'm only 14 years old. I said, look, if someone would like to eliminate the monarchy, so do something, sack them out. But we disagree with the killing field like that. But Thongchai, Chanwit, Somsak, and younger guys like Kasien Deshapila and follower always use that tragedy to blame the king, to blame the Act 112. I think it's a misconcept. So some of them right now recruited by Thaksin. Some of them out of Thaksin and dislike Thaksin. But they stay the same, anti-loyal. They are anti-loyal groups. I read the books or comment. I learn from their comment. But I think that they should accuse the one who set up using the monarchy. So one day I try to talk with them and to make them clear who should be accused, not the monarchy. I try to solve this problem to hit to the point. Why you hate the king? Why the rest of the country love the king? Are you misunderstand the king? Misconcept or mislead by someone?
You have two more questions, I can see.
Florian Witulski, IHA. The Lese-majeste Law is a very, very old law, and it's been practiced in so many monarchies. But why do you think that it's only in Thailand that so many people get arrested? What is the difference? And I know you want to answer with this like, oh, it's a Thai thing and Westerners cannot understand. But can you maybe try to really define it? What is it? What's so special about Thailand, and why are people not getting arrested in the UK, for example? Just maybe very brief, very quick.
Interesting question. I think in other countries, no one would like to eliminate the monarchy. They may make comment to improve the monarchy. Like I think the British won't eliminate the Queen or the King Institute. They want to make it modernized or get better. But in Thai, more and more cases right now is surprisingly high number. It's not because of that the king doing bad things or the failure of the king or the monarchy. It's because of in my opinion, at least in my opinion, that's a proof. That's why you have to. I asked Nitirat and all of you to go to details, the name of the accused person. Even it's 3 to 15 years like this, they try to do more and more defamation and threaten. Why they do like this? It's strong political intention to eliminate. Someone would like to eliminate the king, like same as Nitirat, Kanara proposal since 1932. But right now, someone did that for Thaksin. Not everybody. Someone would like to have. He would like Thai to be total democracy without monarchy. So the case is not because the article or the law itself. And right now, no one use Article 112 to blame innocent people. Right now, they agree to do so, to use as the big number, in turn to amendment or eliminate Article 112. You know the guys that support Thailand to amend 112? On that shirt, red shirt, they said cross 112. They would like to eliminate 112. Somsak Thulasitthisomwong yelled to Nitirat that no, I want to eliminate it, not to amend it. But okay, if that's your first move, we change it right now and then eliminate it later, and then eliminate monarchy later. So step by step. And back behind the Nitirat is the Somsak Thulasitthisomwong, who suffered from the tragedy in 1976.
Michael Mackey, freelance. If I may, 2 questions, and I would like hyper quick answers. The first one is, the King himself has said, to go back to a point that was raised earlier, that the monarch should not be above criticism. Why is it that when the King has said this law not only remains on the statute book, but is being used with increasing vigour, it strikes me? That's my first question, if you would like to answer that.
I think, did he already answer that?
It's very similar to our previous question.
Yeah, but I asked, why is it still being left on the statute book, and why is it still being used? It seems to me that the person who the law is there to protect might not be being protected by it, that there might be other people using the law.
People are three groups that affected by defamation or threaten to the king. First is the king himself, and people who love him or respect him. And next is as a whole nation is defamed. So even the king, he's feel sad or guilty. He don't want someone who's accused or convicted, penalized by this article. But the articles should be the same because it's about the national security and the people who suffer by that defamation. Not only the king. If it affects only the king himself, I think he's okay. That's okay. Like he said it many times. But it's not only him. That's why the Lese-majeste or any law that protect the head of state is still used, even the king or the president, country with the king or the president as a head of state.
And my second question is, I'm a bit worried about your idea of democracy, because you seem to suggest that if this debate was broadened, chaos would automatically ensue, because people would only listen to the other side, those who want to abolish 112, whereas surely you would have the same right to go around and say, this is what's wrong, this is what's right, and it might give you an opportunity not only to defend 112, but to expand and extend it. So a debate might actually suit people like you. How about that?
I look at your question as a question and comment at the same time. That's a good one. Unfortunately, there's a difference between Thai people and developed we are not well educated. I'm sorry to say that. So it's easy to misunderstand if they declare something or state something broadcastly. If everybody who listen to the television, if there's a program talking about the Lese-majeste, about the king, and everybody has their own idea and to know what is correct, that's good or bad, correct or incorrect. But that's not the case in Thailand. Not even at the Thammasat University, it's not like that. They deal, and after that they listen what they would like to listen. They close their mind and they won't get anything. In fact, I would like the Thai people to be as what you say. I love that. When they talk about the king, the monarchy, or Lese-majeste, they open their mind and listen. No anger, no violence. So I agree if someone accuse me or sue me that I defend them. But I try my best as not for the king, but for my country, for the calm of the stability of my country. Because it's not the academic interest or open discussion like a developed country. It's, the situation is not what you think. That I'm sorry too. I would like my country and my people to be as what you say. We can openly talk any issue that we can discuss, and no fear, no anger, no violence at all. That's really good, but it's quite it's quite difficult because it's not a real situation right now. It's not a real situation right now. Like they talk about religious, there's some fight. They talk about sex or some issue is quite sensitive, and that when they are different in belief, there's some fight.
Next question, please.
Good evening. I am Yan Marshall. I have no affiliation. As everybody probably knows, last year there was a 61-year-old truck driver, retired truck driver, who got sentenced to 20 years in jail for having allegedly sent 4 text messages that were allegedly defamatory to the Queen. So would you consider such punishment as fair? Would you consider that this is the right measure with which a civilized society should respond to this type of offense? I am asking because you have said 2 contradictory things in the previous questions. You have said that, for example, the punishment in the case of Chulalongkorn is too severe, but at the same time you said that because there is a higher number of cases, it should be even more severe. So what exactly is your position?
You mean the Akong case?
Yeah.
And if you, I think you have to look at this case deeply in detail. There's many interesting points. That's the Senate. The Senate look at it and ask the policeman to solve the case. There are many things. First of all, Akong said, I didn't do that. I didn't do that to the policeman. Why the policeman still claim? The policeman never tried to seek who cannot use this phone and this SIM. And I want to say it's a set-up case because normally this SMS, the fame SMS like this will send to many people, to many phone, to many numbers. Strange. They send only one number to the secretary of former Prime Minister Thaksin. That's even the journalists cannot find his number. How come he get that number? He would like to be in jail. Is to make pity. You know, I believe that Agong didn't do that, but someone in his precious room, maybe his son or not, did that. You know, even my mom, she's a teacher. She cannot remove or change the SIM by herself. But the time the president go to that, to his place, the cell phone is here, the SIM is here. Strange. They never use a forensic technique to look at the fingerprints on the cell phone sending that SMS. And after that, this group quote about this Agong case against Article 112. Okay, I feel sorry about that. And I think that there's some try to remove him from jail. And I know that. I cannot give you detail, but I know that there's some try to remove him from jail. They send letters to the United Nations Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights, and they send the report to the UN and Human Rights and then Thailand about this case. So I go to UN and US Embassy, and I told them exactly as I talked here. You should go to detail of this case. It's not ordinary lese-majeste case. I myself get defamed SMS like this many times. I try to find who did that, who sent it to me, and I could not find them. This time they use the number. Usually they use the number that cannot find out who's the owner who sent this. But this time they use an easy for the policeman when Secretary of Lese-majeste Law go to the police station can go to the AS or DTAC and find out whose number owner and find the place and go to the place. Usually they did this by the unregistered number. So I learned this very carefully, and I try to explain to you. Even the US Embassy, I told them, the authority over there, please check to detail. Even the Joe Gordon case, that make us angry to the US Embassy and US Ambassador. They said the court system in Thailand may not fit to international standard. Oh, we get angry. Why they frame us like that? And that's strange. Joe Gordon was on the screen of the immigrant. Why he can pass, and the policeman catch him at Nakhon Ratchasima, far from, and long time after his visit Thailand via Suvarnabhumi airport from US. who's accused him. He was accused for a long time. It's on the screen, on the list of the Thai immigrant policemen. Very strange. Why is time? No, it's time to catch Joe Gordon. He's Thai American citizen. So the case since 2 years ago, we have to be careful. It's not the victim. They are the groups to change the law and then eliminate monarchy. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay, it looks like we have the final 2 questions. Nirmal?
Nirmal goes from the Straits Times. You use the phrase Thai society a lot, Thai people. And in the red shirts, and you paint this picture of Thaksin Shinawatra being against the monarchy, wanting to destroy his fleet, seizing control of the country, and the red shirts are part of that machinery and so forth. But all these elements we're talking about are actually products of Thai society. They are all Thais. I've noticed in the discourse and some of the hate speech on the internet which you see, people who say they're against 112, for example, one side calls them, they say that you're not Thai. And the whole dialogue degenerates into abuses and accusing each other of being unpatriotic and so forth. When you say Thai society, who are you talking about? Because everybody is a product of that same society. So could you just explain this to me, because it's difficult as a journalist to sort of explain this to readers. If you could help, then it would be helpful.
I think it's a question and suggestion at the same time. Good one. Okay, we are Thai, but some are free, some are collared by some politician to grab the power. Right now, every politician need to be registered to the political party. That's different to other country, democracy country. They are free agent, right? No need to register to the party. So right now it's like a contract farming. The real situation right now is a contract farming. They the head of the village or some กำนันผู้ใหญ่บ้าน or in Thai หัวคะแนน I'm not sure what's the in English word fit for this หัวคะแนน this. There's a man who's get money and sponsor or support poor people. So when every election, even locally or nationally, they vote for, they follow this man. So they are not free men, they are Thai. They are poor Thai. My family is there too. My grandfather, my grandparents are farmers. But they can earn themselves. They don't have to be under support. So the political situation like this is different from other countries and happen. And I'm sorry about that too. I hate that. I know that, but I hate that. It's not I would like everybody to be free and the same as me. Everybody can earn themselves, but in fact it's not. So your suggestion is that why I think they all try when they like this, why you oppose them? It's because the direction of my nation. If they are free men and they say like this, I agree with them. If some proposal does not destroy or put my nation in danger, I agree with them. right now it's not a free man and it's like a managed, it's like a managed situation. My country are managed by businessmen, with politicians. It's not democracy at all. If you look at it clearly, it's not democracy at all. Right now, it's not the military dictator. It's the political dictator. They want everything, they change everything in the parliament. And we look at it. I'm very sorry. And all Thais who's free man like me and look at what they did, what are they doing in the parliament, and we are afraid that in the near future my country gonna be some bankrupt as other country. I would like to say the name of that country. I think you can know which country recently. Right now they're gonna be bankrupt, like they're gonna sell the petroleum stock, the Thai Airways stock. They change everything using power they get from poor people. 15 million votes. They call that we win the election, so we can do everything. Is that democracy?
Final question, please.
Hi, I'm Kate Hummel from The Guardian. So you've alluded many times to Thai people not being well educated enough to be able to have an open discussion about the king or Lese-majeste or have a democracy. I think a lot of people, particularly in this room, would argue that laws like one want to preclude a democracy from being able to actually occur. So I'm curious to know what your opinion is of what kind of benefits one wants to actually bring to the Thai people.
Right. First of all, any criminal law is stated to not to penalize people, especially innocent people. If everybody knows the law, if everybody knows each code, each criminal code, one will say to them himself, okay, I won't do this, I won't do that, right? Like someone to get nude, no dress at all, show up in public place. But if the law is like this, so we don't do that, or perform abortion. The law said no, it's prohibited, so we don't do that. Something like that. The criminal law. So about Lese-majeste Article 112, what we expect, what the society expects, is when we have this law, if the one who's create or state this law think that or propose that people want to Lese-majeste or want to defame the king, want to insult the king, want to threaten the king to make peace to the society. And normally, especially this king, or the king would do no wrong, right? Normally, normally. So the benefit of the law, not only in Thailand, in everywhere, they would like to ask to show the people not to do that, not to defame head of state. If you don't do so, you have many things to do in your life. Why you have to defend to the head of state? That's the core or the objective of the Lese-majeste. If we had bad kings, like some countries that right now they are king in the past, now it's eliminated, it's gone. There's no king in that country anymore. Why? Because the king is no good to the country. No change the law, but it's eliminated. But the situation in Thailand is not like that. It's because some groups of people support by politicians to eliminate and do the crime, Lese-majeste, defend the king. It acts as a team. It's not the individual that, okay, I dislike the king or I would like to comment about the king. It's not. So you have to divide between the true objective, of the law and the situation, the real situation right now. That's a difference. I think that if you look like that, it made it clear. The situation. I think that many Thai and foreigners don't understand what happened in Thailand about the Article 112. So if you like to clearly understand the case, please follow what I try to give you information and opinion about it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Tul, for taking the time to come and speak with us tonight. Thank you.